Yes, guys, this is the VIDA Liverpool podcast, and in this episode, we're in conversation with the legend that is Brian Phillips, aka Mr. Old Hall Street, who has gone on an amazing journey from being homeless addict to completely sober, turning his life around and now dedicating his life to helping the homeless of Liverpool. Brian, where to start? I guess the first place to start with this podcast is, could you please tell us about your life before getting sober and how you ended up on the streets?
Shall I start from the beginning, Justin?
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, I lived in a place called Thomas White Gardens. It was tenements, like the Four Square sort of was and that.
Yeah.
And everyone was friendly in there, we were all mates and all that. But everyone drank, in Tommy White's, all our dads, when we were kids, all our dads, all our uncles, everyone was bevying and that.
Yeah.
So when we were kids and that, the first thing we wanted to do was get a bevy.
Yeah.
So when we were about 12 and that, my mum used to send my mum the off license, she'd get them big, remember the party cans? We put the shoes in the top. She used to go and get them, we'd sit in my room, and we'd be bevying and that, And then we just went on for years and years until got to about 16, I could get in the pub then. So I started drinking, but I was drinking dead heavy, Justin,
Yeah.
I was going out in the morning, 11 o'clock in the morning, and I'd still be out at 12 o'clock at night, bladdered, and looking for clubs to go to and all that, and party. No, there was no drugs on the scene then,
Yeah.
The only thing that was down was pot then, I didn't smoke that.
Yeah.
And it went on for years and years, and I was getting in a bad way with drinking, I was getting very heavy, every day, every night.
Yeah.
And it went on for years. I was big then, I was like 18 stone, and I could fight a bit then. I can't now, I couldn't.
You're loving how to fight.
Yeah, well anyway, I was getting in a lot of trouble and all that, fighting and all that, and bladdered. But I used to think in my own head that I had to have a drink to talk to people.
Yeah.
But I know now I don't, because it's all changed now. I can gab to anyone nowadays.
Yeah, yeah.
But in them days, I was convinced I had to be drunk to talk to a bird or something like that, get up and dance and that.
Yeah.
I'd get chased off the time, because people had it. But anyway, I was getting in all kinds of trouble, and this went on for years, till I was about 25 or something. I was in it was called the MAA on Sheer Road. It was divorced, separated, and new friends club. We used to go together, but all the women used to take the rings off outside. We used to go together, but Joannie. And anyway, we were in there, and this fella went, try a bit of this. It was amphetamine. And I tried a bit of it, and I was up all night, dancing my legs off myself and all that, having the time of my life. And the next time I went out, I went, I'm getting some more of that.
Yeah.
Brilliant, that. So I had a bit more. And the time after that, a bit more. And then one morning, I just woke up and I thought, fucking hell, I need some of that. I need something to make me feel normal. So I went from having a fiver's worth to having an ounce a day.
Bloody hell.
I'm talking about pastries, just not the powder stuff you get.
Jeez.
Proper paste. And I was eating it on a spoon, that's why all my teeth are gone now, I've got no teeth.
Bloody hell.
And this went on for 35 years. I'm talking about every day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. My mental state was in such a bad thing, Justin, that, people talk about ghosts and that, mate, and I don't believe in them now, because the things I seen when I was taking drugs, you wouldn't even believe it. You'd never believe it, mate. I was walking down the street and a post outside people's houses, they were turning into people and chasing me and everything.
Jeez.
It was madness, mate. I thought I was to kill people. I've had guns for the head and everything, Justin.
Wow.
With drug debts and all that.
So, obviously, you ended up on the streets. What was life like on the streets, and how bad did it get?
Well, I was on the streets, I was living in a doorway for 8.5 months. It was underneath the Echo office in town. It was only by accident that I don't even know how I went there, Justin. I was just walking around, I've been on the drugs, I've been walking around for 3 days, soaking wet, wringing wet. And how I ended up on Old Hall Street, I'll never know. A lot of people say I was sent there by God for giving me a second chance on my life, which in a way it seems like it was. But I woke up in this doorway on Old Hall Street, and I was soaking wet, freezing cold. And I always tell everyone this, the first thing I ever remember was a woman standing there with a breakfast in a plastic container, full breakfast and a coffee.
Yeah.
I don't even know her name, but I can never forget the smile on her face.
Yeah.
And I started crying, I thought, how lovely is that, man? How lovely is that? Yeah. So anyway, I'm in this doorway. I'm thinking to myself, better than nothing, So I'm sitting there and people walking past, a fella giving me £1, another fella giving me £2, a fella giving me a fiver. Come 12 o'clock, I had 25 quid in my hand. I thought, brilliant this, isn't it? Just jump on the bus now and get some drugs. So I got on the bus and I go get the drugs, I come back in the doorway and I was sitting in the doorway. People thought I was dead happy, I was off my cake or something. I was singing and dancing and all that. I was off my cake. And anyway, I'm in this doorway and people kept bringing me to, a woman come on a bus with a fold-up bed, you know them fold-up beds you get?
Yeah.
And give me that and I had the bed there then. I thought to myself, after a bit, you know, I can't really do this to these people, you know, because they give me money, like, and you know, they never really had themselves.
Yeah.
And I thought, no, I can't do it. So I made this decision, I was going to stop taking drugs in that doorway.
Yeah.
And anyway, I'm in this doorway and I thought, my God, these people going to work, they seem more miserable than me. So I got a big ghetto blaster, you know, radio.
Yeah.
And I had that, and I started getting bits out of skips and all that, and making the doorway like a little apartment, you know what I mean? And I said to myself, now the Echo's not going to let me stay here. There's no chance this Echo's going to let me stay. Everyone who's been there before, we've been through house after a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So I made an Echo suit, an Echo suit with, you know, the Echo on,
yeah,
thingy on, and Echo on the doors and all that. And I used to go up and say, don't forget to buy your Echo on the way home. I said, the only way I'm going to get to stay here is if the Echo do a story on me.
Yeah.
Then they couldn't really throw me out.
Brilliant.
But they never come, you know, when it got near Christmas time, I thought, I'm never going to get this story. Anyway, I don't know, I was making money then, and I went taking drugs, so I said all the money I got I spent on decorations, and I had decorations all over the doorway. Someone brought me a swivel chair, and I had a Father Christmas suit, and I was sitting there, I was all like a gospel, you know what I mean?
Brilliant.
And that day then the Echo turned up. They turned up and can we do a story on? I went, yes, right, you can. Because I knew they couldn't throw me out then.
Yeah.
So I'm in this doorway and they done a story on me anyway. They called me the happiest homeless man in Liverpool. After that day, Justin, people were pulling up with people, kids in the cars and everything. Get your photos of the Father. They were bringing bags and bags of clothes, food and everything. The doorway was like that in overnight time. And this is how it all started, helping people. Brilliant. I thought, my God, what am I going to do with all this stuff?
Yeah, yeah.
I thought, well, I'll give it out to my friends on the street.
Brilliant.
So I started giving it out to my friends on the street. And then the winter come in 2017, Justin, and I went below 10 freezing. And if you've ever been cold in your life, mate, try what that was.
Yeah.
I'm in bed and people were walking past in the morning, like 5 o'clock in the morning, going to work, and saying, Brian, could have sworn you'd be dead here.
Yeah.
We thought you'd be dead. My hands were blue, I had hats on and thinking I had a proper army sleeping bag and all that.
Jeez.
And it was so basic cold, you know, you wouldn't believe how cold it was.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Lawrence Kenwright opened the Kingsway House then.
Yeah.
So I went to Kingsway House to stay there. I didn't really want to leave my doorway because I've made so many good friends there, you know, it was amazing, like, most beautiful people that I've met in my life.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to go to Kingsway House, but I went anyway. And I'm sitting on the floor in Kingsway House feeling sorry for myself. And I'm looking at the homeless coming in and Justin, I felt sorry for myself.
Yeah.
When I was in the doorway. They were coming in, they had long hair, they had nails down here. They were sleeping in gutters in the middle of the town and everything.
Yeah.
You know, and I thought, my God, you know, there's got to be something we can do to help these people.
Yeah.
So that's when I started the team, Mr. Old Horsey Kitchen family off them.
Yeah.
But it's just grown to an amazing thing, you know.
It's amazing, isn't it? The work you guys do, yourself and the team on the streets, the outreach, you know, you're really bridging, you know, the gap in a massive way. Could you tell us, people see the homeless, people see things and they see people on the streets, but they don't actually live it. They're not actually aware of what goes on a day-to-day basis. How bad is the homeless situation in Liverpool currently? Well,
when I first started 8 years ago, Justin, the only people that were on the streets were people with mental health problems, drug addictions, alcohol problems. Now you've got families with children. All the hotels in Liverpool are full of people that you don't see with children and all that. They've got people coming on the streets now that haven't got mental health problems, drug problems. These are the ones we worry about because if they mix with the other people, and they're going to end up on drugs like them. Yeah. We try our best to help them. But in our, we call it a family, our team. We call it a family. It's Mr. Old Horsey Kitchen family. Yeah. We are a family. We've got scientists, we've got police officers, we've got a girl who just passed to be a solicitor, all coming out. And we have people that come out with in recovery, people who are in drug addictions, all mixing together as one big family, you know what I mean? It's just amazing. Yeah. Just amazing.
What do you think? Obviously, you bridge the gap by going out with the outreach, with food, with clothes, with all sorts. You guys, I mean, without you guys, I'm sure there'd be, a lot more deaths on the streets. What do you think the solutions are? You're bridging the gap in a massive way. What do you think the solutions and the way forward is for the problem of homelessness and addiction?
Well, if you think back, Justin, we had a place called the Cotton Street Project. It was a homeless shelter. It was only a warehouse with garden sheds in it. But it was working. We brought in 21 homeless people with addictions. And after about 3-4 months, every one of them had stopped taking drugs.
Wow.
For the simple reason they wanted to be part of this family.
Yeah.
We had discos on there, we had groups on there, we had all kinds on there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We had people coming in doing talks, some amazing people coming in and helped out, and all the walls were covered in quotes, and it was just a lovely place. But, the funding wasn't there.
Do you think that the council and the powers that be could do a lot more?
The council could do a lot more, couldn't he? Yeah. We haven't even got a night shelter in Liverpool now where people can go out the cold. So God knows when it gets even colder, but they're even taking the tent. They got eviction orders on the tent, Justin, in town. Every tent in town got an eviction orders the other day. They got to the floor to get them moved, or they're going to get taken by the council.
Jeez.
And they're not offering them any accommodation to cover it.
I mean, obviously you're a major success story and an inspiration to a lot of other people in that situation. The biggest thing for you turning your life around was obviously being reunited with your son.
Oh, it was amazing, amazing. Justin, even now I feel so guilty that I lost him because of my drug addiction.
Yeah.
When I got an award off, what was it called? I got an award anyway, and he sent a message saying, "Proud of you, Dad." And I hadn't heard of him in 18 years. Wow. And meeting him outside the Shankly Hotel we just put our arms around each other and we're just like best of mates now, Justin. It's just brilliant.
I mean, that just goes to show, doesn't it, that you can go down that road, but it's never too late to turn it around and look at you being reunited with your son and being an inspiration. I guess the last thing to ask you there, Brian, is to anyone else, to anyone who's homeless in that situation, to anyone who's going down that path of drink and drugs abuse and addiction, and they're on the streets and they're down and out and they've got nothing, what's your advice to those people?
Come and see us. Come and see the team, Mr. Old Orchard Kitchen family. Come and be part of it. Join the family and see the difference it makes to your life. Simple as that, Justin.
Mate, you're a legend. I'm so honoured to have you on this podcast.
Oh, thank you, mate.
Keep up the amazing work.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you, mate. Oh, thanks, Justin.
Nice one. Yeah. And this is a little bonus for you. This is just a little bonus question, bonus shoot. So Brian wants to tell us about someone who's inspired him greatly, called Sue Wright.
Sue Wright, yeah. Well, I met Sue at Kingsway House, and her story, Justin, is it's just amazing. She came from being in care to becoming one of the top barristers in Liverpool.
Okay.
She's got 4 or 5 foster children, and her daughter Sonia now has just had a baby, and I'm with Uncle Brian.
Go on.
It's brilliant, mate.
That must feel amazing, eh?
It does, mate. It does. It's, to come from a doorway to someone who's so professional and thing is to call your uncle, like, it's just amazing, mate.
Yeah. And you've got an amazing team around you. Obviously, Lawrence Kenwright's, been a big part of it, and Robin.
Robin's brilliant.
Yeah.
Robin's like me manager, sort of, so.
Yeah.
But none of us get paid, just we all do it from our art. That's the difference, what we make. None of us take a penny out of it. Every penny we get goes back to the homeless people. After looking for food myself. Yeah.
So, obviously there's people like Sue Wright, you're working with.
She's brilliant. She sponsors one of our cards as well now. They're called the Heritage Group.
Okay.
They sponsor one of our cards because we sponsor cards out to people.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with your team, your amazing team there, with the outreach, Mr. Old Hall Street outreach team, how can people at home get involved? How can people help? How can people help your campaign against homelessness?
The best thing we do now, Justin, is we tell anyone not to give homeless people money on the streets. We tell them to give Greg's card, which is, you can buy them in Greg, it's like a bank card, and you get £5 put on them. If people could donate them, we willingly give them out to people on the street, you know what I mean? We do it all the time now, because we have Jake Lee from over this side. He donates like £600 a month to us, and it all goes on Greg's cards.
That's amazing.
He does spot the balls and that, people have a go to spot the ball.
Yeah,
It's brilliant. We have a few people like that now.
Yeah.
We've got big support, actually.
So how can people get in touch if you want to help combat the
On
homeless?
Facebook, the team Mr. Old Horse's Kitchen page.
Mr. Old Hall Street Kitchen.
If anyone wants to come out and join the family, they're very welcome. Because it's very good for mental health problems and things like that, you know.
Yeah.
People who's feeling lonely, whatever, just come out and be part of the family. We play music and all that when we walk around. We have a singing and dance and whatever.
So it's a bit of a party when you're on the outreach.
We've got a sleep out on the 6th of December as well in the outside Primark in town centre.
Brilliant.
Which is, we raise money for families then. It's only the one day a year that we raise money for families. I think we raised £5,000 last year for families with children.
Incredible. And I guess doing the sleep outs, you get to experience how
cold it is on the street.
Yeah.
If anyone's got the bottle, come and do it.
I think I'm happy behind the camera, in front of the cameras doing my podcast, mate.
Probably are, yeah. We have a lot of people that come and do it though.
Brilliant. Keep up the amazing work.
Thank you, Justin.